In the distant reaches of the galaxy, a once proud alien species, the Threxians, found themselves on the brink of annihilation. The Threxians were a formidable race, advanced in technology and warfare, but a deadly war with an alliance of extraterrestrial forces had pushed them to the edge of extinction. For centuries, they had fought fiercely, but no matter how many battles they won, the tide of war never seemed to turn in their favor. Their once grand cities were now ruins, their fleets reduced to ashes, and their last hope had just crumbled with the fall of their final stronghold. On the capital world of Threxia, despair hung like a thick fog. The Threxian Council, made up of their most brilliant minds, convened in the desolate remains of what used to be the Grand Citadel. They had no ships, no weapons, and no allies left. The enemy was closing in, and the once proud race was preparing to bow to the inevitable. "I fear there is no hope left," said General Kale, the leader of the Threxian military. His voice was strained, the weight of countless losses hanging heavy in the air. "Our species has fought valiantly, but we are not invincible. We've reached the end of our strength." The council members nodded solemnly. One by one, they realized the truth. There would be no more victory, no more resistance. They had fought so long and so hard, but it was over. The Threxians would not survive the coming storm. But just as they were about to surrender themselves to the cold embrace of defeat, a voice echoed from the back of the room. "I can offer a solution," said a lone Threxian scientist named Zira. Her voice was quiet, but filled with determination. "There is still one option left, a new ally, one we never expected, but it will take everything we have to reach out to them." The council members turned toward her. "Who could possibly save us now?" asked Kale. "We have no ships, no way to even make contact with anyone." Zira took a deep breath, her eyes glinting with a spark of hope that the others had long since lost. "There is a species out there, one we've never encountered before, but their reputation precedes them. Humans." The mention of humans was met with skepticism and confusion. The Threxians had heard stories of humanity's resilience, but they had always considered them a primitive species, nothing more than a curiosity in the galactic tapestry. It had always been said that humans were a force to be reckoned with, but their technology was rudimentary compared to the advanced races of the galaxy. "Humans," General Kale scoffed, "a race of barely evolved beings? We are at the height of intergalactic warfare, and you want us to call on humans?" Zira's expression remained unwavering. "I understand your doubts, but hear me out. Their ingenuity, their sheer will to survive, surpasses anything we've seen. Their technology may not match ours in certain areas, but they have something we do not. They have the power of unity, a unified will, and a desire to protect their own at any cost. I believe they will help us." After a long, tense silence, the council reluctantly agreed to allow Zira to send a distress signal to the humans. They had no other choice. They set up a primitive communication relay, one last desperate attempt to reach out. For days they waited. The enemy was closing in, their fleets were almost upon them, and the Threxians were preparing for their final stand. Then, on the third day, an answer came. A ship, unlike anything the Threxians had ever seen, appeared in orbit above Threxia. The humans had responded. The ship was massive, a gleaming warship that glowed with a power the Threxians could barely comprehend. It descended toward the planet, shaking the skies with its presence. As the Threxian leaders watched, they saw something that made their hearts race. Humans, standing at the ready, preparing to fight. A human figure appeared on the screen, his face calm but resolute. His name was Captain Alexander Holt, leader of the human fleet. "This is Captain Holt of the United Earth Defense Forces. We received your distress signal. We're here to help." Zira's heart soared with hope. "You came," she whispered. "You have no idea how much you've helped," Kale said, his voice shaking. The Threxian general's pride had been wounded, but in this moment, all he could feel was gratitude. Captain Holt's expression softened. "We don't leave anyone behind. You're not alone anymore." The human fleet, though small in comparison to the massive forces arrayed against them, was fearless. Captain Holt's words were more than just a promise. They were a call to arms. The humans had seen adversity before and had never backed down from a fight, no matter how impossible it seemed. The battle that followed was one for the history books. The humans, despite their relative technological disadvantage, fought with unparalleled strategy and tenacity. They used guerrilla tactics, exploiting the enemy's weaknesses and turning the tide in ways that no one could have predicted. The Threxians, inspired by the humans' bravery, fought harder than ever before. As the battle raged on, the Threxians saw something they had never seen in their own kind, an unwavering commitment to protect and to fight for each other. The humans did not retreat, they did not falter. Every human fighter, no matter their rank, fought as if their lives depended on it, and in many cases they did. The Threxians, once arrogant and dismissive of the humans, now saw them as equals in this war for survival. With the human fleet's reinforcements and unmatched tactics, the Threxian forces managed to push back the enemy. The battle was won, and for the first time in a long while, hope flickered once again in the hearts of the Threxian people. The Threxians never forgot the debt they owed to the humans. It wasn't just their advanced technology or their bravery that saved them. It was their unshakable belief in the value of life, in the strength of unity, and in the power of standing together in the face of overwhelming odds. As Captain Holt and his crew departed Threxia, they left behind more than just a few grateful lives. They left behind a legacy, a reminder to all that sometimes the greatest strength comes from the most unexpected places. The Threxians had lost all hope, but the humans had given it back to them, and for that, they would be eternally grateful.